Yeah. You can just have Morning, Frank, welcome. I'm still here, I didn't go anywhere. Oh, there you are. Now you're in my ear and I can hear you.
Hello.
Good morning. Hi, Cynthia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back from your travels.
Oh my God, the bed felt so good last night.
Oh, I bet. How long were you all on the road for?
8 days on the road, and we got home last night. Doesn't quite feel like that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here with us, even though you just got home last night. That's
But we need
nice
this
to get back into.
so bad.
I understand. So Cynthia, you all, they're only getting half the conversation today because I don't have the TV set up. Cynthia and Frank have been on the road for 8 days and are
8 days.
yeah glad to get back in their bed and in their bodies.
And yoga.
And yes. Any requests from you all? Hips, low back, hamstrings, probably.
All of that.
Okay. Anything else? Cool. Oh, Cynthia and Frank, I am gonna offer a foot massage at the beginning of class today. A self foot massage. So if you want to use a lotion, like if you have a favorite like foot or body butter, then you can grab it, but it is in no way necessary. And that's true for those of you all who are here. I'm going to pass around a little cup of Indu lotion. If you want to use it, you can. If you don't, no worries. It's an aromatherapy lotion that a fellow yogi and Reiki master makes. She lives in Cleveland. Really, really lovely lady. Cool.
Just what I need.
I'm going to go ahead. Good. I'm going to go ahead and mute us and then we'll get started. All right. So find a comfortable seat, whatever it looks like for you. You're welcome to use the wall to support your spine. You're welcome to use pillows, blankets, whatever you have available to you. And as always, remember, you don't have to cross the legs if you're more comfortable with a different shape of your legs. Feel free. Sometimes I feel like mine are kind of stuck like this. I stretch them out and they just kind of want to come back like springs. But others of us like to have our legs long or sit on our heels, whatever would feel good. And then just go ahead and you can start to tune inward. You can either close the eyes or you can rest your gaze softly on something pleasing or neutral in front of you. And we'll shift our weight side to side. So just coming home to our bodies, feeling the weight of ourselves on the floor as we shift side to side, forward and back. And then come to a place where you feel grounded in all four corners of the pelvis. Let the legs and the hips feel pleasantly heavy. And let the spine grow really long. So sit up as tall as you can. Try to get as much space in between each one of your vertebrae. We'll lift the top of the head up towards the sky. And then we'll draw the shoulders up by the ears one time. Take them back, squeeze them together a little bit, and then relax them down. So the heart is lifted. The shoulders are relaxed down out of the ears. With this tall spine, we might start to breathe a little more deeply, welcoming a little extra oxygen into the lungs if that feels good. And then bring the hands together at the heart, letting the thumbs rest against the sternum, against the breastbone. And we'll practice something called pratyahara, which means withdrawal of the senses, where we bring all of our awareness from this outer world to that place where your thumbs are resting against the breastbone. So see if you can direct all of your attention to that place. Feeling that gentle pressure between the thumbs and the sternum. Allow that to be your anchor. So every time your mind wanders to, I wonder what we're going to do next, or I wonder if I'm in the right spot, or should I have brought this, or what am I going to have for lunch? All of those things, just keep bringing it back, bringing your attention back to your anchor, to this place between the thumbs and the breastbone. And then allow your awareness to travel back behind the breastbone to the place where the heart rests inside your chest. And see if you can listen so closely that you either hear your heart beating, or you feel it, or you can imagine it. And with this awareness that your breath is flowing and your heart is beating, we'll open our awareness a little bit more and begin to rub the palms of the hands together, stirring up that life force energy, that pranic energy that flows through all of us. Good. Separate the hands an inch or two. Feel the buzzing or the tingling between them. And then we'll take the hands open to the sides. Left palm faces up, right palm faces down. Remember, if this strains your shoulders at all, you can rest your wrist on your lap. And we've been doing this since the beginning of the pandemic, when not all of us are practicing at the same time. Some of us are watching recordings. Some of us are practicing at home. Some of us in the studio. But we're still all connected. That's what yoga means, is being united and connected. So imagine that someone's energy is hovering above your left hand and someone else's below your right, forming an unbroken circle of energy here in our practice today. And as we breathe, on the next breath in, we'll honor the land on which we sit and honor all those who inhabited and lived on this land before us, as well as those who were forcibly removed from this land. So just honoring and thanking their stewardship of this land. On your next breath in, honoring the people of the Indo-Saraswati region. So on the map today, that's Pakistan and northern India. That's the place where these beautiful practices originated. On your next breath in, honoring your ancestry, known, unknown, and chosen. All of those on whose shoulders you stand. As you breathe in again, checking in with the cycles and seasons present in your life. The moon is just beginning to wane, which means it's just beginning to get smaller in the sky. We still have lots of high energy in the sun. Some of us, like my husband, are moving towards the end of summer break. And on your next breath in, checking in with your body. How's it feeling today? What needs to move? What needs to stretch? And last collective breath together, a breath of gratitude. What is one thing you are deeply grateful for in this moment? Beautiful. From here, go ahead and bring your hands home to belly and heart. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your practice. So let's check out the arms a little bit. We can roll out the shoulders, just to kind of love on them for being held up for that long. And then we'll stretch the legs out in front of us, maybe bouncing the knees a little bit, windshield wipering the feet. Beautiful. Then go ahead and find one of your feet. So gain access to one of your feet, doesn't matter which one. We'll take the opposite hand and tap on the sole of your foot. This is a good little trick for waking up the nervous system, waking up the body. For those of us who are night owls, help us wake up in the morning. Good. And then if you're using some lotion or body butter, go ahead and give it a little bit. And we'll just start to give our foot a little bit of love. Massage all the parts of it. Spend a little extra time on the tender parts or the callous parts if you have calluses, or just the tired parts. Give them some love. And then with your opposite hand, so we're going to come in from the sole of the side. With your opposite hand, we're going to weave the fingers in between the toes. You're fine. Wiggle in between the toes for those fingers wide. It's so funny in our everyday life, vibrate is so quiet compared to the noise of our everyday life. We don't even hear it. And then we get into a place of silence or just anything, even that, but just like a little thing that's happening outside or a creak in the floor when things are silent, we hear it all. It's like it reverberates everywhere. So we're moving between those toes. And then go ahead and stretch both of your legs long again. And take a moment and look at the difference between the feet. Look at the coloration difference. Look at the way they hold themselves differently. And tune inward and see if you can feel the difference, how far you can feel the difference up into your body. Can you feel it to your hip, your low back? Well, let's balance things out. So go ahead and bring the opposite foot in and we'll tap on the sole of the foot. And then if you're using lotion or body butter, you can get a little bit and give your foot a massage. All the little spaces places. And then weave your fingers on the opposite hand in between the toes. Working them down in there. You can work the feet forward and back a little bit. Our toes nice and wide. And go ahead and remove the fingers. Stretch that leg long. Sending a little bit of love and a little bit of appreciation to a couple of our most underrated body parts, underappreciated body parts. From here, I'll take the legs nice and wide. And you're welcome to keep the legs wide like this. Or if it's okay with your hips and knees, you can fold the left foot in. So for those of you who are here, I'm mirroring the guys at home. So you can do what I say and not what I do. Left foot in and then right foot directly in front of that. That never works, but do as I say, not as I do. Sit up nice and tall here. And on an exhale, we'll hinge forward at the hips. Let your fingertips come down to the floor, spine nice and long. Try to reach the heart as if you're stretching it out in between the shoulders or even in between the hands. Almost like a little back bend. And then go ahead if you want, if it would feel good, And fold the rest of the way forward, stretching the arms out in front of you. Deep breath here, all the way down into the hips. From here, we'll walk the hands over to the left, stretching especially through the right side of the body. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Walk your left hand all the way out to the side and open the heart up. You can either let your right hand rest on your hip or you can stretch it out over the ear for a nice lateral bend. See how much space you can get in between those ribs. Good. On an inhale, look back up through center and pause, just noticing the difference between the two sides. Nice. We'll unwind the legs and then we'll swing the right foot in and stack the left foot directly in front of that. Sitting up nice and tall here, we'll lean forward just a tiny bit, let the fingertips find your knees or the floor and reach your heart forward. Like you're trying to shine your heart to the person in front of you, either on the screen or in the studio. When you're ready, you can go ahead and fold forward, stretching the arms out, letting the spine round if that feels okay. And your next step, go ahead and walk the hands over to the right, reaching through that left side of the body. Good, then walk your right hand all the way to the side. Left hand comes to the hip, or you can stretch it out over the ear. Remembering to breathe. Good, inhale, come back through center. Nice. Let's make our way over into tabletop. So we'll come down to knees. If you have a blanket, you're welcome to place it underneath the knees. If you don't, and the knees are sensitive in any way, or just want to be kind to them, you can even kind of double up your mat and put your knees over on that. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Finding that nice tabletop position, and we'll move through some cat-cow stretches. So as we breathe in, lift the tail, drop the belly, look up. As we breathe out, tuck the tail around the spine and gaze towards the navel. Breathing in, opening up the front of the body. Breathing out, stretching and rounding the back of the body. Now pick a place in your torso where you're feeling some sensation today. That sensation might be tightness, might be something else. And go ahead and stretch into that place where you're feeling that sensation and breathe into it. As you stretch into it, send the breath there. Hold that for a few breaths. And come back to neutral, feeling the difference. And maybe you find another place where you're feeling a sensation, stretching and breathing into that. This is just practicing listening to your body and responding to what your body needs. Go ahead and move in any way that feels good to you. The only rules are that you breathe I'm gonna let you do what your body is asking you to do. And when you're finished, you can take the knees nice and wide and the hips back to the heels, allowing the head to come down either to your stacked hands or onto the mat. Couple of breaths here in child's pose. Awesome. From here, ahead and make your way up through tabletop again. So we're going to come onto our backs and do a little bit of strap work if you have straps. I don't have a strap today, and that's okay. It's not necessary. We're going to do some strap work, and then I'm going to offer an option for either eye of the needle or pigeon. So I recommend those of you who aren't familiar or like eye of the needle to turn with your feet towards the wall. It's going to make it a little easier for you to get into the next shape. So I would recommend, at least those of you all that are here, if you know that you don't want to, or if you're uncertain or know that you don't want to do pigeon, to turn your feet to the wall. And we'll go ahead and come down onto our backs. And once you get there, go ahead and give your knees a nice hug in towards the chest. Then rock side to side on the low back a little bit. And come back to center. And maybe stretch the body really big. Stretch the legs long. Stretch the arms up overhead. Maybe take up some space. And then relax that. Bring your feet to the floor with the knees bent. We'll draw the right knee in towards the chest. You can take hold of the thigh. You can put a strap around the front of your shin to extend the arms a little longer if you want. It would feel good. Well, let's just start to make circles with the leg and the hip socket. Go in the opposite direction. Good. Come back to center. And if you have a strap or if you want to use one, go ahead and place it on the sole of your foot. If you're like me, you can just take hold of the back of your right thigh with your hands, stretching that right leg up towards the sky. Flex your foot, curling your toes back towards the body. Breathing here. And if you want to stretch out the front of your left hip, go ahead and straighten that left leg. Even if it hovers awkwardly above the floor, that's okay. Good. From here, bring your left hand to the top of the left hip. Keep it grounded on the floor as we open the leg out to the right. Good. Next breath in, come back to center. And take hold of your leg with the left hand. Cross the leg over your body for a little bit of a twist. Beautiful. Breathe in and come back to center. Bend your knee. Remove any straps. And if it's okay with your back, stretch your legs long so that you can feel the difference between them. See if you can feel this even into your low back area. And we'll bend the knees and place the feet on the floor again. And give the left leg a nice hug in towards the chest. And we'll make circles with the leg and the hip socket. And go in the opposite direction. And then come back to center. If you're using the strap, you can place it around the sole of the foot. If not, take hold of the back of your left thigh with your hands and stretch that leg long. Deep breaths into your hamstrings. If you want to stretch the right leg long on the mat, you can. Then go ahead and bring your right hand to the top of your right hip. Keep it grounded and open your leg out to the left. And breathe in, come back to center. Take hold of the leg with the right hand and cross it over the body for a little bit of a twist. Inhale, come back to the center. Good. Bend your knee. Remove the strap if you were using one. And if it's okay, go ahead and touch those legs long. Feeling the difference that a few minutes can make. And then if you want to imagine, if you want to see what we're going to do next, you can roll onto your side or just kind of look in this direction. Imagine that I have a wall in front of me. So what we're going to do next is place our feet on the wall, and you can just watch me for now. So the feet go on the wall, and we're going to cross one ankle just over the opposite thigh. So that's eye of the needle. You're welcome to do that if you'd like. If you'd prefer to do pigeon pose, I'll show you what that looks like. I think I'm going to do it with a lot of props today, but it doesn't take a lot of props necessarily, depending on what your body says is okay. So I'm going to put a pillow or bolster underneath my hips and another stack of props underneath my upper body. These two things do essentially very similar thing. Stepping the right foot forward and walking it over to the left side of the mat as I lower my hips down and then fold over that support. So think about which of those looks nicest to you. If you want to do eye of the needle, scoot your bottom a little closer to the wall and put your feet up on it. Cross that right ankle just above the left knee and flex your foot to support and protect your knee. Now, if you're not feeling anything in that right hip, you can scoot your bottom closer to the wall for a little more intensity. You can also lengthen your tailbone towards the floor for a little more heat, or press your right thigh towards the wall with your hand for a little more heat. Good. Settling in here. Let's find an anchor like we did at the beginning of our practice. for our attention. So your anchor could be your breath flowing in and out of the lungs. It could be your heart beating in your chest. Pick one of those two and give all of your attention over to that anchor. And every time your mind wanders to the emails that might be piling up that you're not looking at right now, or to the to-do list for later on today, just very lovingly and patiently bring your awareness back to your breath or back to your heartbeat. And you'll probably have to do that dozens of times while we're here. That's okay. Coming back to your anchor of your breath or your heartbeat. Take 2 more mindful breaths here. And then slowly start to unwind yourself. Take your time, there's no rush. Move in any way that your body wants to. And when you're ready, you can move into that shape on the second side. So this time crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, or bringing the left foot forward. This side might feel different, so give yourself more or less support. If you're on your back, it's going to be less intense if you're further from the wall, and more intense if you're closer and pressing your thigh towards the wall. So you choose which of those you need, if you need to turn the intensity up or down. And then settle back into your anchor, following the breath of the heart. Coming back to your anchor. And then 2 more mindful breaths here. You can start to unwind the body a little bit. Again, just moving or stretching in any way that feels good to you. So I'd like to offer another choice for our next pose. You can either stay next to the wall. So again, we'll pretend that I've got a wall behind me. You can either stay next to the wall and walk your bottom all the way up to it, bringing the legs up the wall and then taking them wide. So the wall will be supporting the legs. You'll get a nice stretch in the inner thighs. Or you could just simply come onto your back and come into reclining butterfly by bringing the feet together and allowing the knees to open up to the sides. Now you're welcome to put anything underneath the knees that you like. Blankets, pillows, blocks. Or you could do more of a yin style stretch. So take a moment and think about which of those would feel nicest to you. Legs up the wall and then maybe taking them wide. Or on your back, allowing the thighs to open up like butterfly wings. Yeah, you can scoot away from the wall to give yourself more space if you want to. If you're like me, you might notice some intensity in this stretch. And one of the things we can do if it gets really intense is to make sure we're breathing deeply. We can also bring our hands to the front of the thighs or kind of the groin area. Just create a little bit of weight here and warmth with our hands. Letting those muscles know that it's okay, it's safe, we're not going to hurt ourselves. Our brains are just sending messages to our muscles to tighten up just in case. It doesn't want us to hurt ourselves, but with this slow, gentle stretch, we won't. Returning back to that anchor of our breath or our heart. And bring your hands down outside of the thighs. Use the strength of your arms to help your legs back together. And move in any way that would feel good to you. And swish the knees side to side or give them a hug in towards the chest. Take a moment to move in any last little ways that would feel really good in your body. Stretching. And then we'll settle in for Shavasana. Shavasana is just rest. It's a good way on your back. Sometimes if there's tightness in the low back, you can bend the knees and place the feet on the floor. You could come back to your legs at the wall. Would anybody care for a chair underneath their knees? You can also lay on your belly or your side, whatever feels best to you. Whatever feels most restful and comfortable. Take your time really settling in. You can grab that extra blanket or pillow if you like. And once you get settled, ask yourself if you could be even 5% more comfortable, 5% more at ease. If the answer is yes, how could you make that happen? And take a nice deep breath into the nose. And exhale completely. We're just going to do a little journey through the body during the first part of Shavasana today. So as I call out various body parts, allow your mind to jump from body part to body part. There's nothing that you have to do. Just bring your awareness there. Right hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, hip, thigh, kneecap, shin, ankle, top of the foot, right toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, hip, thigh, kneecap, shin, ankle, top of the foot, left toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The right toes, the left toes, sole of the right foot, sole of the left foot, right heel, left heel, right calf muscles, left calf muscles, back of the right knee, back of the left knee, back of the right thigh, back of the left thigh, right buttock, left buttock, the whole spine from the tip of the tail to the base of the skull, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, bridge of the nose, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, sternum, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, right thigh, left thigh, right kneecap, left kneecap, right shin, left shin, top of the right foot, top of the left foot, right toes, left toes, the whole right leg from hip to heel, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, both legs together, the whole right arm from shoulder to fingertips, the whole left arm, both arms together, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole torso together, the whole of the head and neck together, the whole body together, the whole body, the whole body resting here on the earth. When it's time to wake up from final relaxation, I will let you know. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. You can start to bring small movements into the body by wiggling fingers and toes, rolling ankles, wrists. If it would feel good, you could reach the arms up overhead or hug the knees towards the chest. Wake the body up with love. When you're ready, you might roll over to your favorite side and pause there for just a moment. And then use this strength of your arms when you're ready to help yourself to a seated position. The eyes can be closed, or you could rest them softly on something pleasing or neutral. And then we'll bring the hands together at the heart. Take a moment here and just notice any difference between now and when you first sat in this way this morning. We'll close our practice similar to how we began it. Rub those palms together. And then let the hands open up to the sides. Left palm faces up, right palm faces down. Coming back to our circle that includes all of us, no matter when or where we're practicing. We'll close with 2 breaths. The first will be a breath in and out, and the second, if you want, you can join me for an Om. So deep breath in. Beautiful. Bring all of that goodness back home to you. Thank you all so very much for sharing your practice with me and with each other. The highest in me honors and sees the highest in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. How are we feeling? Good. Yeah. I'm glad you are here. Welcome home. Hopefully that felt like a good homecoming. Sorry.
Next time you're going on vacation with us.
Oh, I would love that.
We need a yoga retreat again. When are we ever going to be able to do that?
You know, I was just thinking about our yoga retreat. We do need a yoga retreat again. Yes, we do. Thank
It's
you.
going to be a while.
Keep asking me. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Keep asking, and we'll keep hoping that
Anticipating it is
everybody
good.
stays healthy.
Anticipating it is good.
It's true. It's true. Have a beautiful day, Cynthia. Thanks for being here.
Bye-bye.